Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So we've had no Wi-Fi for 3 full days, which meant no videos, no live streams and no scrolling. Or in Oscar's case, no Xbox. And it's been crazy. For me, it's felt like we've had space to catch up on a few jobs, we've had space to breathe, and it's felt like we're on holiday, really, in a weird, bizarre way. For Oscar, it's been a little bit torturous. He's been saying he feels like a caveman with no internet, which is quite funny. So Brian and I thought, well, time's slowing down a bit. What are we going to do to occupy ourselves when we do the scrolling time? So Mr. Wallflowers decided he was going to clean the living room rug. So he got the pressure washer out and he gave the living room rug a really good clean in the side garden. You can see him doing it here. Absolutely good clean. You don't realise how much dirt gets trapped into the rug until you've seen it washing like this. It's been through Mr. Wallflower's boots from work. It's had tea spills, coffee spills, and it's even had to contend with Oscar's trainers. And seeing it getting a freshen up like this under that spray was oddly satisfying. I could have watched it for ages. It's one of those jobs you only do once in a while, but it makes such a difference when it's done. Took some elbow grease for him as well because it's got a pile to that rug. So here he's putting the disinfectant through it and then pressure washing it all out. We've had this carpet for approximately 7 months and this is the first time we've actually washed it. So it was well overdue. And you can see the muck coming out the water at the sides. It is satisfying. He didn't realise as it was getting wet, obviously it's getting heavier. So in a moment he lifts it. And you can actually see he's having to put it on the washing line to drain it. So he realised at this point how heavy it is, so he calls in for reinforcement. Oscar comes along to help. Up, 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 and they have to pull it. It's took some muscles to pull that because it really does weigh a lot. Mr. Wallflowers realises at this point the inside of the carpet, the underneath, is still dry. So he wets it in a moment with the pressure washer. So while he's doing this, I'm actually in the kitchen cleaning the oven. You can see there's absolutely copious amount of water dripping off this rug now as it's hanging down. It's literally took about 2 or 3 days to dry. So although we've had good weather here, it's not been as warm as it has been in the last few weeks, but at least it hasn't rained. You can see it's actually white again rather than grey in those thin lines. It's a lovely carpet. Feels lovely underfoot, doesn't it? We like it. So as I say, at this point I'm in the kitchen and I took all the rungs out of the cooker first, the shelves, and I cleaned them with wire wool, completely scrubbed them down. And then I tried initially just to clean that glass with washing up liquid and vinegar, but it was that far gone. I've cleaned that a couple of times since we've had it and it's come up quite easily, but as you can see I've gone through a lazy streak and I haven't done it for a while, and you can see it's covered. So in the end I had to take out the wire wool and I was trying to be as gentle as I could with the wire wool as to not scratch the glass. Kept having to do circular motions and scrub it. But as you can see, one half of the glass there has come clear and the other one's taking a bit more energy from me. I'm sat on a cushion and I'm just in a world of my own. Now and again, Oscar O'Brien comes strolling in, we have a little natter, and then I carry on again. All the jobs are getting done. There's several jobs around the house that need doing. Normally you do them in the spring cleaning, but we're doing them now just before August, just before the autumn, or as the Americans call the fall. So we've cleaned the rug. I'm here doing the cooker. Eventually you'll see us cleaning the wood stove burner. Windows get cleaned. The fridge was emptied and cleaned thoroughly. I was disgusted by the fridge when I took everything out. An egg had cracked in the tray. Not only has it seeped in the tray, it actually seeped down the back of the fridge. And because the fridge was full, I hadn't actually seen it. So I managed to get in there, clean all that, defrost any ice that had built up in the fridge. And the fridge is brilliant now. It's all thoroughly cleaned through. Trying to get the grease off, trying to work through here. I'd say the scrubby has worked, and then I keep going in with a bit more vinegar and a bit more washing up liquid to chip away, and then take the scrubby again to it. I was singing songs to myself here. We had use of the radio. We're not having Wi-Fi, we didn't have TV, we didn't have the phone apps, we didn't have the laptop, we didn't have all the things that we're used to. We just had the radio, and half the time we turned the radio off and we weren't even interested in that. It's amazing how quickly that glass cloud's over. I'll be honest, it's one of those jobs I put off, but once you start and you get into the rhythm of it, you're really glad you've done it. When was the last time you cleaned the glass on your oven? Are you onto it all the time, or are you haphazard a bit like me? Sometimes it's clean for months and months and months, and then other times it takes a while to catch up with. What a difference that makes. There's something satisfying about knowing your oven's clean, especially when you're cooking in it almost every day. I always say it tastes better when the oven's clean. It's like you sleep better getting in a clean bed with clean bedding on. You just feel that satisfaction. That's amazing. Now I could still see a few drips in between the layers of glass, and I wanted to take the top layer of glass out, but we couldn't fathom it. We struggled for a bit, we tried. Somehow it lifts out, but we're not really sure. We'll work it out eventually. When the people came to fit the kitchen, we never ever found the manual. So whether they disposed of it with all the cardboard boxes, I'm not really sure. But be able to get it up on Google or social media. But yeah, what a difference that makes. I'll be even happier if I can clean the inside of that glass. Trying to get the little bits of dust out with the vacuum cleaner, but don't want to clog the vacuum cleaner up with anything greasy, so I was only taking if there were lumps in little crevices that were too awkward to get into. that floor's too hard for me to sit on, so I have to sit on the cushion. And here's me now plonked down on the floor, but I pay for it when I try to stand up. That little brush I'm using, I bought to clean the runners on the windows and the underneath of the front door, and it just came in perfect just for me to run it on the inside of that cooker where I can't get my fingers in with the cloth. It just scooped those bits up perfectly for me. So I also tackled the wood burner, you'll see that in a minute. And a couple of smaller jobs, like I said, the fridge and the windows, etc. You know, when it starts looking a bit patchy around the edges, that's when you know you need to do a deeper clean. So with the Wi-Fi off, the evenings looked a bit different. We got the deck of playing cards out, and we playing lots of different card games, and blackjack seemed to be the one that was the major hit. Oscar absolutely loved it. Family games again, and we haven't done that for quite a while. I forgot how much fun it can be, to tell you the truth. We were laughing so hard. We got competitive. Well, should I say Mr. Wallflowers and Oscar got competitive. If I picked up 5 with one blackjack and picked up 10 with another blackjack, and then I'd end up picking up 8 with the 4 twos. If it happened once, it happened 10 times. I think at one point I had about 25 cards in my hand. It was that ridiculous because they kept nudging and winking to each other that they were going to set me up, and they found it really hilarious. They were tickled pink with it. So I just went with the flow and enjoyed the laughter. It was funny. No one was reaching for the phones. There was no background noise, just cards and conversation, and it was good. We really enjoyed it. So here you can see the wood burner's been emptied around the base. I'm wiping that glass there, but again, because we haven't done it for quite a while, it's quite difficult to get off. So although I'm cleaning it with the ash and a damp cloth, that normally works, it's normally sufficient, but the grounding bit was a little bit harder. So Mr. Wallflowers went and got the wire wool for me again. And again, same as the oven, I was trying to be gentle as to not to scratch the glass. We haven't used the fire recently, obviously, because of the good weather. But now I want it ready. I want to put some wood in it, get the wood store supplied, and then when them chilly times come in, I haven't got to go out in the garden if it's raining. I can just set it up and get ready. There's something comforting about knowing that it's clean and just waiting for me to use it, especially as we move closer to the cooler months. So the glass is now clean, the hearth's tidy, and it's just one less thing to think about. This is Mr. Wallflowers now cleaning the glass. He done the insides and the outsides of this lounge window, just a wipe down, and then again washing up liquid water for the plastic part of the window. We don't want to use chemicals on it because we don't want it yellowing. We want to keep it as white as we can for as long as we can. So it was vinegar and washing up liquid on the glass with a minky cloth, and then wiped off with, I'm trying to remember, did he use kitchen roll or did he use newspaper? And suddenly everything starts to feel fresher. It's a lovely feeling. Do you know what we did last night? We finally opened a 1,000-piece Christmas jigsaw that's been sitting unopened since last year. We're not rushing it. Each of us is just taking turn about. When we want to, we just stroll over to it, sit down 10-15 minutes or however long we want to be there, and just put a few pieces in. you get such a little buzz out of finding that piece that fits. It took ages to do the parameter of it, the outside, all the flat edges. We're getting to the nitty gritty now of looking for the pieces that build the picture inside. It's brain taxing, but it is enjoyable. As long as you can get up and walk away when you've had enough, it's okay. But each person's having their share and taking their time, and it's an old-fashioned thing, but we've enjoyed. It's like a holiday. That's how we're looking at this. We have no Wi-Fi. It's like a little mini holiday away from the Wi-Fi. It's crazy. And that jigsaw is the old-fashioned thing that come into place. So yeah, not of a week of excitement or anything spectacular, but one full of real things done with love and care, you know. The rug was cleaned, the oven was scrubbed, the fire was reset, we've played cards, we're doing a jigsaw. And it's just that warm feeling of just being a little bit more prepared. And sometimes that's the best kind of week, isn't it? Let me know in the comments what's something you've done this week that made the house feel calmer, even if no one else noticed but you. I always love reading your comments. And thank you for being part of ours. Thank you for being part of our community. Thank you for coming. Please take care. Remember you're loved. And we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.